DreAllDay.com.
Now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves anyone out there, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And we put all this together into one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy. There is a book on the subject. If you didn't know, I'll tell you where to get it. And you are listening to the masterclass right now that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic is be important now and be nice later. You heard me correctly. Be important now, and be nice later on. Now, I covered this subject specifically in my book, Work on Your Game. If you have not read that book, I have no idea why, but you can get it at workonyourgamebook.com. But in that book, I covered this whole topic very specifically in addressing this whole point of this cliché that's been around for a long time. We'll get to that when we get into our points, but I was shocked to realize that I had never actually done a masterclass on this whole subject of niceness and importance, and the way that some people may espouse being nice over being important. Is on page 214, by the way. If you already own a copy of Work on Your Game, it is mistake number 9 in the chapter on bad mental errors that good people make. And so if you're making a bad mental error, it doesn't mean you're a bad person or there's anything wrong with you. It just means no one has taught you. No one has actually shown you the light. So consider my book, Work on Your Game, the clouds parting and the sun shining on you when it comes to your discipline, confidence, mental toughness, and personal initiative, and a whole lot of things in between, a lot of subcategories beneath them. That's why the book is 250 pages. So again, that's mistake number 9 on page 214 of the book, Work on Your Game. So now we are here to make sure that I've addressed this fully in the masterclass, since any part of the Work on Your Game philosophy that I want to make sure I'm on the record as addressing, this is the place. So anyone who is listening to this show for the first time, maybe you never heard of me before, maybe you've been listening to me for about 3 weeks and you're not quite sure you're going to stick with it, or you're wondering, hey Dre, I know you write stuff, I know you make videos, I know you be on the Instagram story, and you got a Facebook page, and you're on Twitter, and you got whatever else, books and all these things. Where can I get your definitive statement on this topic or this topic or this topic? You may find it in all of those different places, but where I'm going to make sure that I'm fully on the record, where I can say everything I want to say uninterrupted, and I don't have to worry about brevity, because I'm not worried about people having short attention spans, is right here in this masterclass right here. This is the place, okay? So I might post a tweet about something like this, but I only get 280 characters, and back in the day it was 140 characters. I might make a YouTube video. I'm actually recording this too, but the video is not going to be publicly available. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all the video that I got a lot of video that has not been publicly released yet. We got to figure it out. Maybe after I'm dead, my kids can put it out or something like that. We'll discuss that later, or maybe we won't. But this is where I'm going to be on the record fully on any subject matter. Okay, so anyone who is concerned, what do I actually think about any specific topic, here in this masterclass called Work on Your Game, this is where I will go 100% on the record. You should judge me on what I say here. Don't judge me on my tweet. Don't judge me on my Instagram posts, because all of those have limits and it's a certain format that people are expecting. But right here, I'm giving you it exactly as I see it. And if I need to amend or add on or edit, then I'll just make another episode. So now, all that being said, let's get into the topic once again, which is be important now and be nice later. Point number 1. The cliche that I am referring to, that everyone here has heard of, is, quote, "It is nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice." Bullshit. That is a bullshit piece of advice. It's a bullshit cliche. I understand where the cliche is coming from, and we're going to break all of that down as usual. And I'm going to explain to you why you would be advised by me to not follow this cliche, and at least the premise of how I read this cliche. So let's get to that. First of all, being important and being nice are not mutually exclusive. That's the first thing that this cliche seems to be drawing this picture, that because it says, but it's more important to be nice, as if you have to choose between the two. You don't have to pick between being nice and being important. If you choose to be nice, that doesn't mean you're discarding being important. If you choose to be important, does not mean you're discarding being nice. Nice people can be important and important people can be nice. But let's not get buried in the semantics of all this. Let's address the spirit of the statement. that if you have to prioritize one, or let's just say that everyone wants to be both, but if you had to prioritize one, this saying, this cliche is telling you that niceness is the better choice. It is implying to you that niceness is the better choice over importance. If you had to just pick one to do first, then you could do the other one later. I disagree. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Now, in my book, Work on Your Game, I say this. Nice means, this is the definition of nice, if you actually look it up. It means pleasant, agreeable, satisfactory, fine, or subtle. Whereas the definition of important is of great significance or value, having a profound effect on success. Now, here's my question to you, listener. Which one would you pick? I mean, obviously you want both. You want it all, right? Great. I'm glad you want it all. You should want it all if you're listening to the show. But if you had to prioritize, you can only do one at a time. As a human being, we have these limits of focus. Which one would you pick first? Would you rather be pleasant, agreeable, and satisfactory? Or would you rather have a profound effect on success? On any success, your success, other people's success, the success of the world. Which one would you rather be if you had a choice? If you had to just pick one to start with, which one would you pick? I'm gonna let you sit with that question as we move on to point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is be important now and be nice later. Point number 2, here's the irony of the whole thing. Many of the nicest people that I've met and that I know, they're also very important people. Their importance makes way for their niceness. It clears a path for them to be nice. Or, if you want to look at it the other way, their niceness paves the way for them to be important. It's probably some combination of both, right? It's not like somebody just becomes 100% important with no niceness and then all of a sudden they become nice, or someone's just this fully nice person, don't care about importance, and then the importance just comes flooding into their lives, like a tsunami of importance comes flooding to them because they're nice. It's usually a blend of both that is going on. And at the same time, conversely, and again, you can check your own life experience, maybe look at yourself in the mirror and check yourself for this right here. The rudest, nastiest people that I've met, the most disagreeable people, the people who I would not want to spend any amount of time around, like I talked about in the masterclass about limiting your associations. Let me tell you what number that is. Masterclass number 1058, those 3 types of people, the 2-minute person, the 2-hour person, the 2-day person. The people that I would put in the 2-minute person box, those people are usually of very little significance and have negligible levels of success to speak of. Isn't that interesting? That the nicest people are usually the most important. The most important people are usually the nicest. And then the people who have the least success, they have the least profound effect on success, period. Their own success or the success of anyone or anything else. They are often the ones with the worst attitudes, the worst energy. They bring the least to the table. They make the worst investments. There is no value that you get from being around these individuals. These are the 2-minute individuals. They're actually closer to 2-second individuals. These are people that you look at them, recognize who they are, and then you look somewhere else. You don't need to spend 2 minutes talking to them because you don't want to know anything about what they have going on. And usually it's because they don't have anything going on. So when someone tells you that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, it doesn't even make sense if you really think about it and compare it to the experiences that you had in your life. Really important people are usually very nice, and nice people are very important. So it's not like you find a really important person who's just a complete jerk, or a nice person who has no effect on success. It doesn't really work that way. Niceness and importance, ladies and gentlemen, are usually within the same individual. As at the same time, conversely, nastiness and insignificance are also within the same individual. Again, look at your own life. When you have increased your level of importance, I mean, you are creating more success and helping more people create success, or you're creating more success just for yourself, you usually do that at the same time that you're being a nicer individual. Maybe it's because you became nicer. Maybe it's because you have more importance and you have more success that you are allowing yourself to be nicer, or feel like maybe you can now afford to be a little bit nicer, but they usually happen at the same time. So you're not discarding one to get the other. And people who are not doing much, don't have much going on, think about the most negative people that you know in your life, or the most negative people that you know of, because you may not even want to know them. You don't want to spend too much time with them, right? This is a 2 minute or 2 second individual, so you may not spend enough time with them to really know them. But the people that you know of who are negative, even if you don't even know, you never had a conversation with them, but you can just tell by their energy, by their body language, the way they conduct themselves, the look in their face, all these things, their posture, that this person may not have much going on. This person doesn't have much effect on success. This person doesn't bring much to the table in terms of value. Think about those people. Do you know anyone who is really, really nice, but they really struggle to have any type of effect on anyone's success? It's hard for me to I struggle to even think of anyone who fits that description. Do you know anyone who fits that description? They are really, really nice, very friendly, very agreeable, very pleasant, yet they have no effect on anyone's success. I can't think of anyone who fits that description. Now, I can think of some people who are really, really rude and nasty and just complete assholes and jerks and just bitches, and they don't have any effect on anyone's success, including their own. I can think of people who fit that description. I like to think a little bit because I don't really associate with these individuals. They're not top of mind to me, but if I thought about it, I'll come across a few. What about you? And think about the most significant people that you know, outside of yourself, the most important people who have created the most success, the people who have the biggest impact on others' success. Aren't they usually really nice people? You ever met a really important person? They were just so nice. You're like, damn, that person's so nice. They're so friendly. Maybe you met some important people who are kind of jerks. Now, maybe they were just a jerk in the moment because you might not know them. So don't judge a person's entire character just based on one interaction. Because, listen, you may have caught them at a bad time. All right, maybe they just didn't want to be bothered at that moment. Maybe it was an aberration. Maybe they are a complete jerk. Who knows? But from my experience in my life, and you can tell me in aggregate all the experiences that you've had with multiple people who are important individuals, however you would define having a profound impact on success, most of them are usually nicer than the average individual. They are more friendly, more agreeable, more pleasant, more positive. This is just the way that it works. So you are not choosing between the two of these when we're talking about niceness and importance. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is be important now and be nice later. Having a significant impact on success. In other words, being important creates endless opportunities for you to be nice. I mean, if you think about it, doesn't that just make sense? If you had a larger impact on success for yourself or others, wouldn't that lead to you having more opportunities to do nice things, pleasant, agreeable, happy, positive things because you are creating more success? If you created 10 times more success in your life right now, however you measure success, if you were to multiply that by 10 right now, wouldn't things become probably 10 times nicer at the same time? You probably have a nicer car. You meet yourself some nicer friends. You might get yourself a nicer boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife. You might move to a nicer neighborhood. You probably have some nicer people around you, the people who know you and thusly are finding out about your increased success, your 10x success. They will probably be a whole lot nicer to you. You will be a lot nicer to the people around you because you got so much success that you're not even concerned with any negative energy anybody can bring. And because you have so much success going on around you, so much positive forward thinking progress happening in your life, all of a sudden, because you're radiating that type of energy, what happens? More positive, agreeable, pleasant things start coming towards you. So everything in your life becomes way nicer simply because your effect on success went up. When your success goes up, when your importance goes up, your niceness goes up automatically with it. Nobody raises their level of importance while their level of niceness goes down at the exact same time. Not for an extended period of time. You can't sustain that type of energy. Those energies work against each other. When a person's niceness goes up, their importance usually will go up with it. Maybe not completely linearly, but when you become more nice, you will have a larger impact on somebody's success, starting with your own. And when you become more important, more nice things will come around you, more nice things will be happening, you'll be doing more nice things, you'll be thinking in a more nice way. Again, the definition of nice being pleasant, agreeable, fine or subtle, satisfactory. You'll be more satisfactory. Or you'll have more reasons to be satisfied when you increase your level of importance because it will increase your level of niceness. Doesn't that just make sense? Again, looking at your own life, when you have increased your level of importance, when you've created more success in your life, didn't things get more pleasant, more agreeable, and more positive? Has it ever gone the opposite directions? You got more success, but things became worse? Doesn't even add up, does it? The more success that you create, ladies and gentlemen, the more margin, so to speak, you have in your life in order to be nice and to do nice things. When you create more success, what comes with success? Usually you ask somebody about success, they are talking about maybe advancements in their career, which usually comes with something like money, your compensation. It comes with the attention that comes your way. Usually it's positive attention. You might have a few haters thrown in there, but in aggregate, you end up with more positive, a bigger positive gain than a negative gain, right? All of these things happen when you increase your level of success, when you increase the impact that you're having on your own success. More nice things come around to you in your life, probably because you did some nice things. That's how your success increased. I mean, you can't increase your success by doing negative things. You can only increase your success by doing positive things. So when you do more nice things, you become more important, and therefore you can do more nice things. It is a cycle that is self-sufficient. It basically feeds itself. This cycle of niceness and importance. So this whole cliche that it seems to be a juxtaposition between being nice and being important is bullshit. It doesn't make sense when you actually examine it and when you get it broken down by an expert like myself on the Work on Your Game masterclass. When you do not make an impact on anyone's success, even your own, you may lack the resources to do nice things that you would want to do. All right? How can you do something nice for yourself if you're not impacting anyone's success? Thusly, you're not able to generate any revenue. How can you do something nice for yourself? How can you go to a nice dinner or a nice restaurant or drive a nice car or live in a nice house or give your son or daughter a nice gift for their birthday if you can't create success? I'm pausing there just to give you a moment to think about it. If you have an answer to that, I would love to hear it. So, what you need to do to wrap all this up is you need to emphasize importance. Emphasize your personal importance. Emphasize your ability to impact others' success, because your importance fuels your niceness. And the nicer you are, the more important you'll become. They work together, so you can do both at the exact same time. You do not have to choose. Let's recap today's class, which is be important now and be nice later. I covered this in Work on Your Game, page 214. I was shocked to notice I hadn't addressed it directly in the masterclass. That problem is now solved. It's a nice thing that I did, so that makes me more important. Let's recap. Point number one, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. That's a bullshit cliche. First of all, they are not mutually exclusive. You don't have to pick one and discard the other. Nice means pleasant, agreeable, and satisfactory. Important means of great significance, of value, having a profound effect on success. Which one would you pick? Point number two, here's the irony. Many of the nicest people I meet are also very important, and many important people are also very nice. Importance paves the way for being more nice, and often the rudest, nastiest people are often of very little significance and have nothing going on. Niceness and importance are usually in the same individual. Nastiness and insignificance, they're also in the same person. Point number three, having a significant impact on success, aka being important, creates endless opportunities to be nice. The more success you create, the more margin you have in your life to be nice and to do nice things. When you don't make an impact on anyone's success, you can't do nice things because you have no margin with which to do so. So emphasize your niceness and emphasize your importance at the exact same time. If you had to pick one, emphasize your importance, because the more important you become, you have no choice but to be nice to become more important. Then you can do as many nice things as you want, which will lead to more importance. It is a cycle repeating itself. Work on your game. Dre all day.